Oh my god. Alright, so I know it's not my fault.
Whoa.
Welcome to Game Over.
I've been here for a while. Sorry, somebody had some business to attend to.
Welcome to Game Over. I'm Charles J. Orlando.
I'm Lisa Stedman. Is that loud enough?
It's definitely loud enough. And this is the show that answers questions like, Charles, Lisa, I've been in a relationship for 5 months and he won't commit. Why? Well, because he's been committed to your vagina for the past 5 months, and he doesn't care about emotional investment. So
Game over.
Yeah, it's pretty much game over. But
I'm
glad we're doing this show
we're
today.
already 2 minutes into the show. Give me a nervous breakdown, why don't you? Okay, so before we get started, today's show is all about how to celebrate being single during the holidays. And let me tell you, the best way, ladies, to celebrate being single during the holidays, get a fucking fabulous pair of shoes.
You already do that?
I know, I dropped the F-bomb, but, like, these shoes are so... Here's the deal about being single during the holidays at all the holiday parties. Wear something that makes someone want to touch you.
Well, right. And
So,
we're going to talk about why with the single side of things in a second.
And I'm not really looking for a foot fetish kind of guy, but seriously, these shoes are redonkulous. All right, I'm putting them back on. Excuse me for a second.
Well, and I'm glad you're here because we pre-show, we put out a little meme that said, if you're single for the holidays and are trying to choose between being naughty or nice, choose naughty. It's worth it, and St. Nick will understand. And it was interesting to get people like Lindsay. Hi, Lindsay.
Hi, Lindsay.
Naughty all the way. Remember, the naughtier you are, the hotter the guy you can get to keep you warm.
Love that perspective, Lindsay. You got some stories that I want to hear.
Well, we can download them on YouTube from the sound of how naughty that was, right?
Wow. Okay, so we've got
kidding,
some...
Lindsay.
The show goes fast, so I want to get into our success strategies for enjoying the holidays being single, and then in the second segment, we are going to get to your live advice. We answer your relationship questions live each and every day. Thank you for sending your questions and your comments and your situations to us. Charles, where can they send more questions and advice requests to?
You can head over to facebook.com/theproblemismen and click on the little message button, and Lisa and I will get your requests right here. And if you're watching on my fan page at facebook.com/theproblemismen, we're glad to have you here. So welcome.
We're glad for everyone who's here, and I want to give a special shout out to the Hubs who showed up early today because he was so excited.
Louis, you're awesome, right?
Louis, I love you.
Absolutely.
He makes me so happy. Okay, so let's talk about being single during the holidays. It can be a really challenging time. So the first order of business, and I want to share this from the bottom of my married heart. The best thing about being single during the holidays, no in-law drama. Let me just say. All right, but for those of you who are single and are like, screw that.
What do you mean? Is there a story behind that you want to share?
No. I reserve the right to edit. Okay, so first strategy that's really important is it's really easy at this time of year to look at your single status and go, another year I didn't get love right. So it's like this judgment of like I'm a failure because I didn't meet Mr. Right in the last 11 months. I didn't get love right again. Maybe I dated. Maybe I was in a relationship. Now I'm single again. It's a clear sign that I'm a failure. It's not a clear sign that you're a failure.
No.
You are actually one step closer to meeting the right guy. And when you focus on the love that you appreciate in your life, now if you've got bad relationships with family, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the friends who love and appreciate you. I'm talking about the family who loves and appreciates you and you love and appreciate. Celebrate the love that's already there because I feel like I'm doing a gesture about bigger boobs. Sorry about that. So when you expand the love that's already in your life, I'm going to put my hands down. That's how you make room for more.
Well, and that's a really good point, right?
Thank you.
By being not about the boobs, but by being single, you're making room for the right person, which means you got rid of the wrong person.
Amen, hallelujah.
Yeah, because when you select the wrong person in your life, and we've talked about this on Game Over before, you select the wrong person, you're also, by default, not selecting the right person.
And to put that in clearer terms, you're cock blocking the right cock, or the wrong cock.
Whoa.
Just saying.
And if it's a guy who's straight?
You're cock blocking the right pussy.
This show is completely out of control today. And by that you mean cat, right?
Kitty cat.
You know what? You're not allowed to talk anymore. So.
I've dropped an F-bomb. I've said cock and I've said pussy. My mother is so proud right now. You know what I love? The feedback we're getting on the show is it's unscripted.
Well, it's live TV, right?
I can't script this shit.
No.
Oh, there's an S-bomb.
Okay, so the other side of things is that you really, this is a gift-giving season, right?
It is.
So
what are you kidding me?
Well, there's nothing right now. Oh my God, a muzzle in about 2 seconds. But there's nothing wrong with getting a gift for yourself, right?
Ooh,
you know,
this is the benefit.
Yeah, and it really is, right? Mm-hmm. You can definitely pamper yourself through the holidays. So technique number 2,
spa.
Yes, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Shoes.
Shoes definitely.
A singles getaway.
Right, and those things really count. To take care of yourself, and this goes back to your first point. In order to be ready for your next relationship, even through the holidays or whatever time, you have to know who you are, you have to know where you're going, and you have to know who's going with you. And those things are in chronological order, right? So you want to get those 3 straight, and by getting into yourself,
in my brain, who you are, where you're going, and
who's going with you.
I like that.
But you have to have the first 2 before you decide who.
Yes, and so here's what's also great about pampering yourself is you don't have husbands to buy for, boyfriends to buy for, in-laws to buy for,
girlfriends to buy
for, like friends of extended family to buy for. So splurge on yourself. It's actually a gift. And let me tell you, I have given myself many gifts during the holidays being single, so I kind of miss those days.
And if you give gifts to yourself when you're in a relationship or married, it's not allowed?
No, it's good. It's good.
I got in trouble for that last year. I wrapped up a gift for myself and I put it under the tree for me.
What was it?
I just a pair of shoes. It was just funny, right?
My head.
Sorry, Tina.
No, but I'll be honest. You think twice about it when you're, like, for me, I think twice about it because I'm like, well, that's money I could spend on my sister-in-law, my brother-in-law, my mother-in-law, my dad, like all these other people. Because it is gift-giving, right? It's gift-giving, and so sometimes it's hard to be that selfish. So while you're single, I'm not saying that you're selfish, but I'm saying what a great opportunity to give yourself an extra gift, especially if the holidays are hard when you're single.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the next strategy that I love is so many people get up in your business during the holidays. You go home, you see family, and
you're not with so-and-so anymore.
Why aren't you married? When are you having kids?
Does everybody have a Jewish mother? Really?
I know, right? You know, I'm not Jewish, but I swear I am.
Where's your husband, honey?
I swear. I was raised Methodist. I swear I'm a Jew. So there are people like that, whether they're Jewish or not, in your life who are asking you, why the F aren't you married? Why are you still single? What'd you screw up this time?
And it's garbage, right? You can just tell them. What would you tell them?
Well, you've muzzled me, so I can't tell them
Step
to
off. Like, stay out of my business. It's none of your business. And you can say that tactfully.
And there's lots of great ways to say that. So one of my favorites is, well, you know what? I understand that you want to know what went wrong, but actually here's what went right. I lost 170 pounds a loser this year.
Wow. Right. That's the ultimate diet, right? It's the ultimate diet. And that goes for men or women. I know we have a lot of guys who have joined the show, and we're great. It's great to have you here.
Welcome. We love our guy watchers. Thank you for being here. So for the girl in your life that you ditched, or she ditched you, and you want to be PC, we're probably about 140 pounds, just to be nice to us.
Just to be nice.
140 pounds a loser. Just be gentle with, because, you know, that's a big issue.
Well, that includes all the voices in her head that he got rid of too, right?
Oh my God, there's so many voices talking to me right now. It's so hard to keep things straight.
One of the challenges with holidays too is going to parties, right? And so you want to end up being like your own arm candy, so to speak?
Yeah, being minus a +1 can feel like you're a 0, but it doesn't actually add up to that because you have the opportunity to look for cuties that you might be able to get under
It's not like there's not single people at holiday parties. So if you're limiting yourself by saying, no, I'm not going to go to that party, no, I'm just going to wear sweats to that, like you're automatically getting rid of any potential that you would have in meeting somebody new.
Blocking again, or
absolutely.
Keep blocking. I'm not going to say pussy again. Oops, I just did.
God,
so what I love about this, I would actually love for you to weigh in on this, Charles. The difference between when you as a guy walk in a room, I know you're married, but walk in a room and there's the single girl feeling sorry for herself, loading up at the buffet table, versus the girl who's working the room in the fabulous red dress.
Sure, well, you can see that type of body language and that attitude from across the room, even if she's not sitting at the buffet table. She's just kind of being quiet.
I was exaggerating. That was me.
But, no, but seriously, like you see this person that's alone and they are automatically like getting rid of people. They have this air about them
Yeah.
that says, I don't want to be anybody around me. I don't want anything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm not going to go talk to that person. They're totally standoffish.
Yeah, you're energetically, again, blocking. I'm not going to say the other words around it. So then the final strategy before we go to our commercial break and tell you about our fabulous sponsor for today is if you do get into a little bit of a slump this holiday season and you start to feel sorry for yourself, number one, for being single, or you've recently gone through a breakup so you're in a very fresh, fragile space, give yourself permission to have a pity party, but keep that pity party for one. You can invite friends in to help you through it, but don't take that pity party to every party you go to.
Well, and compartmentalize it for a finite period of time, right?
Put an expiration date.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because you can still have fun this holiday season, and you can do both. It's not either or, it's both. So have the pity party, then dry those eyes, put on that fabulous outfit and those fabulous shoes, and get to the party.
And if you have comments, jump in on the social stream. We are definitely here.
Who's watching?
We have all.
Yay! Hi,
We do
Louie.
monitor live, so definitely take a look at that. Our sponsor today.
OMG! Wait for this.
Yeah, so there's a lot of women out there. We talked about bad boys earlier this week.
Love that.
So our sponsor today is a brand new movement on Facebook titled "Ditch the Bad Boy." And
I love this.
This movement is so new; it doesn't even have a username attached to it on Facebook yet. So
we are helping build the global movement for ladies. We can love the bad boy, and it's time to ditch the bad boy. So on Facebook, search for "Ditch the Bad Boy."
Search for "Ditch the Bad Boy," and we're very proud of this movement. So we're glad to be helping
it. We celebrate it. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Great comment from the social stream just came in, and that was from Heather. Hi, Heather.
Hi,
Volunteering during the holidays is also a great way to curb. Anytime you think things are really great suggestion, Heather. Anytime you think that something's really bad on your side of the fence, somebody else always needs something more than you do. And I don't mean monetarily. I just mean donating your time, your love, your effort.
Your
whatever.
energy, your effort, your intention. Here's the other great thing about volunteering. Cute singles volunteer, so you might meet a cutie while you're doing good.
Definitely.
Just saying.
Now give me this. You're dangerous. Jeez.
Damn it! Oh!
The second segment of the show. Right, well, I can tell.
It's the shoes, people. It's the
The
shoes.
second segment of the show is always dedicated to your advice. Please write into us. Visit us at facebook.com/theproblemismen. Click on the message button on my fan page and you'll get us live. Or you can send an email to gameovertvshow@gmail.com and we'll get it there as well. So,
we did the email address right today. I love
you
that.
just jinxed it. Our first question comes in from T. And T is saying that she's writing and she's concerned about her younger cousin. She's been heartbroken. The love of her life cheated on her. This is her writing it about her cousin.
Okay.
And they now have a baby girl.
The cousin and the ex,
the cousin and the
dude,
and the guy who's still there.
Okay.
Some type of baby daddy, yes.
Okay.
But he's extremely misogynistic. Everything's the woman's job.
That sucks.
Babies do this. We've got dishes that have to be done. I mean, it's
Diapers,
short of everything to get your ass in the kitchen to make me a sandwich, right? I double dare anybody to send that shit to me. I have a comeback for you that I won't give on this show. Oh, no. Write it in. I'll hit it on the wall.
Oh, maybe I'll just tell me after the
But
show.
this lady's one step removed, right? She's saying, how can I help her see that this guy is not a responsible father? He is not a responsible, how do you do it from arm's length?
Who relates? Who knows somebody like this in your life that you want to shake the F to wake up?
Now you say F?
Well, I'm censoring now.
Now she is. She got all out of her system. So what's your thoughts on this?
Well, it's really hard when it's not your scenario.
Right.
Because there's zero control you have. There are a couple things I have in mind here. One is lead by example. So I hope you're leading by example. But the other thing is until your cousin's going to wake up, she's not going to change.
Right. I
have a great book for you that I recommend because I had a family member in a very similar situation, and I got her this book that helped me in my 20s called Codependent No More. And I forget the name, I apologize, but Google it, look on Amazon. Codependent No More is a really great book that you can give her, and you can give her advice, but the truth is until she's ready to see it, she'll probably just keep taking what's being dished out.
Right. Well, and I would bet that this is not her first relationship that's been emotionally abusive, right? And I didn't see any evidence of physical abuse here, just emotional.
But one more thing. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say it feels very normal. You know, it feels very familiar, which is why she doesn't want to leave. And you put a baby in the mix, and it ends up real dicey.
Game over. Here's the challenge with having the baby is now you pretty much have to stay connected to the other person. That makes it really more challenging. But the other thing I wanted to say about that was, if she's been settling for this over time, why would he change? Because it's working for him. Right. So the person who does need to change is the woman, but it sounds like she may not be ready to. Right,
and there's nothing you can do, unfortunately.
Yeah. Thank you
it's
for
her
being
choice.
worried.
But yeah, you're a great friend. You can be as supportive as you can, but at the end of it, she's got some choices to make.
Yeah.
This one comes in from N. And N says,
Hi, N.
I'd like some information about exes who use their children against their partner. And that partner then stays for the kids.
So game over. I can't stand it.
They're frightened to break up because it'll affect the children when the relationship is filled with fighting, arguments, right?
That's emotional blackmail to the core, and it's such game over. Like, I've talked to so many people who are going through breakups and divorces, and what pisses me off is when people use children as leverage.
Right. Well,
that's not enough. Like, really, you're so insecure that you're going to use children to keep the person with you? How effed up is that?
Well, and in a lot of cases, those people feel guilty about leaving because of the kids.
Yeah, of course. They've already got that.
Well, sure. So that's why they're sticking around. And I would give you the flight attendant's advice. You know, you can't put the oxygen mask on your kids till you put it on yourself. And what kind of example are you setting for your kids in a broken relationship? You're setting exactly the wrong example for what love is. So it's really not about staying for the sake of the kids. In actuality, you are staying and showing them exactly what love and marriage is not supposed to be. You're perpetuating the problem. So I'm not saying run out and get a divorce. You're going to have to evaluate your own situation out there,
But staying for the kids and accepting the emotional blackmail that the ex is doing, like, you really got to stay for the kids or else, or you're a bad mother or a bad person or a bad father or whatever, that's so just wrong and so game over. And if you agree to that, then you're saying game on.
Yeah.
And then nothing's going to change.
No, and it's not going to change. You're enabling it, and then what? So here's the other side, right? If you stay for kids, kids have a limited amount of time in the nest because then they're gone. So then what? Then you're going to stare across the breakfast table to the wrong person. Because at the end of it, I mean, you have broken dynamics today.
Yeah.
But what then? So you wait until the kids are 18, so you're in your mid-40s, 50s, 60s, however old you are, and now what?
You know, what makes me sad about this is I've heard these situations before, but what I've also heard are the kids of people like this who said, my parents should have broken up when I was 10.
Right.
And they didn't. And they broke up either when I went to college or they never broke up. And they are so affected by that it either affects their own relationships or they've healed that stuff and moved on. But they remember that.
Right.
They remember the angst. They remember the negativity. They remember the fighting. And, like, you're not skating by anybody. So by staying together, that's not a sure sign that you're doing the best for your kids anyway.
And a marriage is between two people. It's not between two people and their children. So family units have a variety of different makeups.
Dynamics.
So, yeah. Well, not dynamics, just how they're made up and how they're formulated. So some people living separate, some people together.
Like, I love when he does, like, this Mensa stuff. Brainiac! We're sitting with the Brainiac, you guys!
All right, and our last bit of advice goes out to M. M wants to talk about a relationship that she's in. They started out 2 years ago as a booty call.
Well, that's how it starts.
And now, well, sometimes it does, but now, a year later, he moved into her house. They have children from previous relationships.
Okay.
But they've never wanted to move anything past just what it is. Now it's a live-in booty call situation.
Sounds really convenient.
Well, it does, provided nobody gets their emotions involved.
Right. And you got to both be on the same page in that situation.
Well, and they don't want to marry each other. He doesn't want to marry her. She doesn't want to marry him. No more children. And he's talking about moving away, and she's really confused as to what's happening. He wants to move away, but he wants her to come with him.
He does want her to come. Okay, so, I didn't read that part of this advice, so this is interesting.
Yeah, so I think this is like game in between. Like,
yeah, it's not game over. But
it's a challenging situation, right? So
he definitely cares about her if he's asking her to move with him.
Well, they're in a relationship that neither of them want to acknowledge.
What? Wow.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Neither one has said this is official.
And like you're both ostriches, right? You're pretending that you're not in a relationship where it's like you can't live without each other.
Yeah.
Your kids are all in the same house. You're in the same house. Somebody's moving, doesn't want to be without the other.
Do you want to move with him? That's what I want to know.
Well, and she was confused as to why he was asking.
Oh, really?
So that means that you're wondering too. Like, will you guys just talk to each other, please? Will you just
here's what you
put
do.
it out on the table?
Turn off the TV. Sit down like this on the couch and have a conversation.
Yes, and honest and be vulnerable, right?
Be willing to. I just spit at you, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize for that. Be willing to be vulnerable, because the hardest thing is to have those difficult conversations that make you weak in the knees and nauseous.
Right.
Hardest thing ever is to say something that has been brewing that you've avoided for so long. It requires you to be braver and bolder than you've ever been. But it's time.
Yeah, just be honest with yourselves. You're in a relationship for 2 years. You're living together. Come on.
And now he wants you to move. So I have a couple questions. Do you want to move, and do you want to move forward in this relationship?
Which are probably going to be the same thing.
Yeah.
If you have a question, visit facebook.com/theproblemismen. Click on the message button and we'll get it here. Or send your email to gameovertvshow@gmail.com. That's it for today's Game Over.
I can't believe how fast this goes. I'm sad.
I'm sorry. What are we talking about tomorrow?
Ooh, I know. What are we talking about?
We're not going to tell you. It's a secret, even from us. If you go to facebook.com/theproblemismen and click on the events tab, it's got our show schedule for the next 2 weeks. We're going to go check right after this so we find out what the hell we're talking about.
Yes, it'll be good. You know it'll be good.
Until then, this has been Game Over. I'm Charles J. Orlando.
I'm Lisa Stedman.
And we will see you next time.
Oh, did you just do that?